Well, 12:29. Good morning. October 27th. 12:29 a.m. I decided to do a live on a whim, basically because the stalkers are talking so much crap about me right now on B2K that I just, I figured, come on and give them a little bit of a quiet time. Hi, Missy. How are you doing? 8:30 over there, is it? Across the pond there. Um, how's your morning going? Mine's just starting. It's like I said, really early, late, early, however you want to put it. But I've just had Ian Cinder here next door crying and whining about me all day, and I'm just kind of tired of hearing it. So usually when I go live, he shuts up, and so do my other neighbors, Rhonda and Michael. They shut up. They don't talk too much. Why? What's going on? Would you like to come in and talk about it? Could give you the link, and you could come on and chat with me if you want. Well, I wouldn't have to just hear my own voice, but that's kind of up to you. That's if you want. There's the link if you'd like to. To talk about how you're doing or anything. Had a interesting thing happen in here the other night. A couple of people had actually heard a song that I was making up and singing while I was walking through Winco called Perp World, and one flat out said he heard it on another channel, and then the other person was saying she was humming it and didn't know what it was, and it just kind of lent credence to the knowledge that they're encroaching on my intellectual property. Evil cat. Cat's attacking my wife right now. But here I can show my mug. I wasn't really. I'm really surprised to hear that. That considering I'm always thinking of lyrics and stuff and writing new music. That's fine. If you're not up for it, that's perfectly all right. I wouldn't mind talking to you. That's all I'm saying. I It doesn't bother me that you don't want to. Don't feel bad or whatever if you're not up to it. But then last night was having a live. I offered up the link and a couple people came on and, giving them the benefit of the doubt that they want to chat. Added them to the stream, and the first thing they do is put up a disgusting pic, and I just automatically got rid of them. And then the next one came up, and I said, in no uncertain terms, before I let you up here, are you gonna be civil? Or are you not gonna, start some bull crap? And oh yeah, yeah, I'm legit. I'm a legit target. Blah blah blah. Got up there. His name was Targeted Smoothie something, and he got on there and just they originally started out talking about like, oh yeah, they were following me yesterday or whatever, and 3 black trucks, and they were full of black people. And then he went off saying, N word, and I'm like, oh man, dude, you're out of here. You ain't having that shit. Really pissed me off. And so booted him, and then that was it. No one else wanted to come up. But I don't know if you know who Meatloaf is, but he's actually came into my channel a couple times here, and he said maybe one day he's going to come on here and actually chat with me. Someone was saying we're wondering if he's still alive, and I'm like, oh yeah, I googled, he's still living and breathing. he's a living person. um, I thought he was, but I just wanted to make sure. I know, Missy, the the gang stalker community that's on here on YouTube, and that's what they are. I don't care. You can call them trolls or whatever, but they're gang stalkers, and they're part of the gang stalker program, and that's what they're here to do. They're here to create havoc or whatever, and disseminate disinformation and hate and whatever else they can do towards you on here and wherever you're at on the street. Um, excuse me. But so how are you doing? What's your issue that you say it's not too good this morning? Are you having perp world issues? Are they trying to fuck up your fence again? I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, because see, that's just the thing. Your next door neighbor's doing it to you, and my next door neighbor's doing it to me. Oh well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm absolutely talking about that. Um, and uh, I'm I'm perfectly aware that he and a couple others here are running the stream or doing a stream about it. Um, doing impersonation of my wife and I on it, and always talking crap about me on it, and as me, like they're saying they're me. Oh, sleep deprived? Are they waking you up with the V2K? Are they, or noise campaigns? Or is it just Oh, well, that's what they'll do. They're the victims now. You know, they targeted you, they've harassed you, they've got an emotional response out of you, so now they're the victim. Well, they did all this trashy shit to you, and undercover. Now they're gonna go overt with it, and they're the victim. You're the bad guy now. That's what it is. You know it. It's just it's like every storybook. The antagonist instigates all the horrible things, perpetrates all the horrible things against the protagonist, and then blames the protagonist to cover themselves, to play the victim, while they after they victimized and completely done some of the most heinous things to the person that they targeted, and now they play the victims. Oh, it's fine on my end. It might just be that you're halfway around the world, um, possibly. But I don't know if you've looked at it, looked and listened to any of my previous videos. Some of them have the V2K being projected in here while I'm doing a program that it actually picked it up, some of the like robotic voices and that. um but I mean, it could be right now. I mean, they're constantly doing that, so it's like it could be happening right now. um it's happening all the time. They're always doing the V2K and broadcasting their stream or whatever, and running the remote neural monitoring and doing whatever they're doing on Zoom or Twitter or Discord or wherever they're presenting their surveillance at, because that's all it is surveillance and fake videos. They love to broadcast the dream manipulation while I'm asleep, and try and present themselves as me speaking to them while I'm sleeping, because I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and I hear them doing it, and I kind of disrupt it by talking as one of them is talking as me, as if they're me. But um, the rigmarole gets the same every night, every day. They they have a routine. Um, After a while, one of them will play the good perp, bad perp, and the one will say, "Oh, I'm not doing anything to Scotty, da da da," and the other one will say, "Oh, bullshit! You're doing this. He's not doing anything. I'm not doing anything to them," and they'll pull that for a while, and then the one playing the good perp will get on me, and but what they're presenting to you on the V2K is not at all what they're presenting to the recording or whatever the stream they're doing. They're doing it in like a split screen chat or whatever, and whatever they glean from you, they'll manipulate it and then transpose it over to whatever chat they're using to speak to whoever, to um, validate their lies and their slander and all the other BS they're talking about. But that's just what I've learned through having to experience it all the time. Now where they're doing it, I'm not sure. I probably think it's like a Zoom or a Discord server, but They could be doing it on WhatsApp, or pretty well anywhere. They could do it on Instagram. Yeah, me too. But what do you do? I mean, you report this crap to everybody, and like where we're at, you could go in front of Parliament, and they would look at you and say, "What do you want us to do about it?" But just like over here, you can go to every law enforcement agency or alphabet soup agency, and they're gonna they're gonna shine you on, say, "We'll look into it," and do nothing. But and no matter how much tangible evidence you throw in their face, they're gonna give you the same story, um, because of the relative importance to them. You're just another citizen, and they don't consider it an issue because you're alive, you're not dead, right? They haven't killed you. So it's like, until they do finally kill you or whatever, or do something that harms you or whatever physically, they're not going to care. I mean, um, because when you have a police officer, or in your case a constable, tell you that they can't do anything about death threats, you know, flat out, told me they can't do anything about death threats. I'm like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can't do anything about a death threat, really? Um, but that's just the general story. But I have something else I want to bring up here. I'm not going to be able to see the chat or anything right now, but I'm going to look at at one of my other videos that has something I want to read. No, not this one. That I did some research on and came up with several things to help the targeted person understand what's happening to them. Okay. As per my just researching the effects of microwave interference on the body, which is comprised of iron, magnesium, heavy metals, you're already an effective antenna. Without an outside interference or implant technology. Also, in this research, the natural radiation your body continually emits can be manipulated via outside force EMF transmission. They've proven that. They do it. Thus, the brain function can be altered without any need for implanted devices. The natural infrared radiation the body emits with EMF radiation emitted can be contorted and altered with frequency modulation via microwave disruption and effect. So in short, detoxifying your system cannot remove the baser heavy metals needed to use in your body as an effective antenna, because iron and magnesium are core and predetermined in the body and must continue to be present in any event to continue basic normal life function. You may remove certain heavy metals such as lead, arsenic derivatives, and copper, mercury to maintain health, but you cannot remove all the effective antenna composite heavy metals needed to maintain the body's natural function. By intercepting these signals, radiations emitted by the brain and the body's natural magnetic field, it is possible to get a baseline signal and through EMF interference manipulate and distort this field and cause confusion or even total disassociation of forethought and change the parameters of cognitive function. Do you understand what I just laid out there to you? You're already emitting EMF radiation. Your body's already, that's basically your aura. You have infrared or thermal radiation signatures that your body emits, and you also have an EMF field surrounding your body that the electro, you know, the electrons in your body are emitting electromagnetic field microwave radiation, which the technology they use can manipulate that. Once they've discerned your EKG, EEG, they have your fingerprint. Proven. This is not something I dreamed up. This isn't just pulling it out of my ass. This is after research from technical papers, patents, scientific experimentation over years of, of scientific papers written and determined. And that is just a summarization of some of the things that I've researched about it. So when they say you have to have an implant, they're bullshitting you. They don't have to have one. They haven't had to have one since 1974. That's part of what this stuff came from. They've been doing this crap for years. It's just now that it's so advanced, so readily available to jackasses next door to you or down the street, that you can buy the fucking shit on Amazon, pardon my French. You can buy the stuff to do this on Amazon. I've researched it. I looked it up. You can buy the damn equipment to monitor EMF radiation fields and transmit signals. And then all you have to do is have an application on your computer to surveil it and to decrypt it. Basically, that's why they call it a BCI, a brain computer interface, because they interface directly with your brain through the computer. You're already an effective transmitter receiver. I just gave you the information. You're already one. You're emitting signals all the time, and if you're emitting them and you're an antenna, you can receive them. That's how it works. And those are just some of my findings. That was just a short summarization of it. But iron is a very effective antenna, and your body's full of iron. Your blood is iron based. So you're a bottle of iron infused water. So basically an antenna. And microwaves are really effective at interacting with water. So you have two things right there. You got the water absorption of your body of microwaves, and the interaction or antenna function of iron that they can just, there you are. I know, maybe not a revelation, maybe not a thing that people think about, but granted, maybe, they might implant people to give, to be able to do more things, but in reality, they do not need an implant. And if they implant you with something, that it would give them more connectivity, maybe, or actually maybe create more functions so that they would have something implanted in you with a memory that they could put an algorithm in that will do something to you even without them beaming their shit at you. so that once they program this implant to do something, at a certain time of day, whatever, it'll set off the electronic signals to your brain from wherever the implants put in you at to create a function. Oh, also today I was just sitting here before I made dinner. I was watching on YouTube here a course on modern physics, just to refresh my brain. And in physics, when I took a class, and it actually did take a class in astronomy and physics when I was in college. I was going along with algebra and calculus and that crap, because you have to have pretty good math skills to be a computer programmer. Well, you don't really have to have the math skills, but you have to get a degree. You have to pass these certain electives or prerequisites to get a certain degree. And I had to take classes. But I received A's in all my classes except for one, which was English class, because I think the teacher wasn't so keen on me. But and then I did fail my C++ class because I didn't finish the final, because I've said before that my mother just died and my sister just died just recently before that, and I just really didn't care right then. I wasn't in a very good place at the time, and I didn't care. But I want to learn some more about quantum mechanics, so I figured I would learn, just take some course. I mean, not really taking courses, but it is taking courses, but you're not going to get a certification for it. But just for my own personal benefit, my own enrichment. So I'm doing that. And we'll see. I don't doubt that, because they're using your connectivity to steal from you. They're going they're If you've been a target for a while, okay, whether you are experiencing the V2K or the remote neural monitoring, whether you know it, because you will know it if they're they're doing it overtly, but they can do it covertly. They can have the remote neural monitoring on you without you ever even knowing they're using it, without ever knowing that they're taking stuff from your head via your EMF, EKG, EEG broadcast. Hello there, Cal. How are you doing? I'm doing fine myself, I guess. Yeah. So did when you saw him, did you try to film it? Yeah. Well, they are sick and evil, and that's just what I'm telling you, Missy. I don't think it's a device. It's not a little box they hand them. It's not it's not a gun. It's a freaking application. It's an application they can load on their computer, and their computer is now the device. if you have a computer, a phone, they can use the phone, which is a computer. Um, any computing device that can use applications can do this. That's why it's fucking everywhere. But like I'm saying, Cal, but I know there was a time before you knew they were doing stuff to you, that they were already doing stuff. Like they were already monitoring you with remote neural monitoring. They were already doing that stuff to you for a time before they ever let you know, before they ever go overt with you and try to harass you, because they want to build a model of you to attack you with before they ever attack you. They've already built the scenario. They've written their script that they're going to follow over a number of months, days, years, whatever, to attack you with. Yes, he is, Missy. Um, I, I, I don't know how long, they were surveying me, whatever, gathering their evidence, their whatever, their shit to throw at me as a script, their evidence, their history, whatever, that they were going to build their model of my, map my brain, whatever you want to call it, map your history, I call it, so that they can throw it at you once they go overt with you. They'll do that in the shadows for a number of months or years, whatever, and then when they feel like they're ready to ruin your life, they'll go all out. But like I say, I'm not going to say 100% certain, but I'm 95% certain that it is just an application that anybody can use. It's like a mouse click a son of a bitch button, and that's it. You don't have to be no genius to run this crap, because it does it all for you. If they hand it to give you access to the application or whatever it is that you load on your computer, you don't have to be a genius to run it, because these people aren't geniuses. It's obvious. I will say that I'm pretty adamant about the people that they have recruited and got to do this, that they got involved with your targeting, were a target themselves. And the reason why I mean this is because they were targeted. The people targeting them found something damning for them and blackmailed them or gave them a choice. You can, like they've done me. They tried to get me to join. That they'll give you the opportunity. Hey, you join us and you help us, and we won't target you anymore. You'll be one of us. That's the spiel. If you haven't heard it yet, be ready for it, because it's going to come. But that's obviously why, to me, critically thinking wise, that's obviously the reason, is they use that. They feel they have something that will hurt you monetarily, mentally, whatever, with the press, whatever. They threaten you with something, and whether you're a good person or not, and the choices, um, you're given the opportunity to join and not be targeted anymore, as long as you're willing to do this shit to someone else. That's just my personal opinion. I can't base it in complete fact, because I'm just going by the experience I've received through being given the opportunity to join, and offered all the wonderful perks, like I've said before, the 42K job for 15 hours a week. That I just blew them off, because there's no way I'm going to do this shit to someone else. I don't care if they give me Elon Musk's money. I don't care. It's not going to ever happen. Um, uh, well, I will tell you this, Cal. I am perfectly certain that it's a part of something that I was emailed about in description of. It's called Frankenstein fraud, and I got the email about it. It's a type of cyber crime where they'll use your information, your identity, or parts of it to create a fictitious person identity, so they can get credit, buy cars, homes, whatever, ring up charge cards to the limit and never pay them back, and not be led back to them, but also not be led back to you, because it's fictitious. Some of the information is real, but the entity that is using it, the name or the logo, isn't. So there's nowhere to actually return it to. So you'll never know, and they'll never get in trouble. That's why it's able to. That's why it's so invisible, because no one's going to get in trouble from it, or they can lead it right back to you, which would get you in trouble. See, there's a facet, but you can look it up. It's called Frankenstein fraud. Um, uh, and I do believe that that's part of what's going on, because I know they sell your information on the deep web, everything about you, any of your paperwork that they've stolen from you via remote neural monitoring, any of the copies or pictures they've made using your visual cortex, where they picture everything that you think or see, and your history, because they'll know all of your passwords, they'll know all your numbers, everything that there is to know about you. So if they present themselves over the phone or whatever to some place, they have all the information that is pertainable to you, that you know like your mother, the security questions, like your dog's name or your school, last school, your teacher's name, those questions, they know all that shit. They know all of it. Well, I don't doubt you one iota. See, I totally agree with it. They probably are, because I know mine is. I know he's doing the same shit that yours is doing to you. It's been global, Cal. It's been global. It's been global for a fucking long time. I mean, they're attacking CIA agents with it now. They're attacking the CIA with this shit, and Pentagon officials and shit. How much? How much more? I mean, how much more blatant is that? But like I said, I have to say that it's fishy that it's CIA agents, the Havana syndrome cases, CIA agents, and you know, Pentagon officials, but there's none of those cases. The over 200 cases are FBI agents. I just saying, that's fishy. Fishy to me. That it's all CIA agents, CIA agents, and Pentagon officials, but the FBI is investigating it. But none of the FBI agents are being attacked by it. That's fishy to me. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from you can look that shit up yourself. You can Google the fuck out of it yourself. That's public information. And I will say again, it isn't any mystery. It's not a mystery technology. They can bullshit you all they want. I mean, hundreds of targets have reported this shit, right? But they didn't give a damn then, right? You haven't had no, FBI or whatever you call your intelligence agency, MI6 over there in the UK, come to your door saying, "Oh, well, we figured out what's happening to you, Missy. We want to talk to you." They ain't gonna talk to you because they already know what the fuck's going on. They already know what's happening to you. And if you think I'm kidding, ask any other target if they've ever been replied to with any reports they've ever given about it. I have one little tidbit that I really haven't presented to anyone yet about knowing something. They have the ability. The reason I haven't brought this up is because this is probably the craziest part of my targeting, the most insane part. They have the ability to create things. I don't know if anybody else has talked about it very much, like a hologram, but it's not a hologram. It's actually you're seeing it. If you understand what I mean, they're able to manipulate what you see via your visual cortex. They can make you see things that aren't real. And also, which goes in hand with that, is hypnotism, manipulation, whatever. I don't know if it's due to subliminal messages, social cues, whatever. But just like they do with the dream manipulation, they can make you see things in the daytime. I've heard, while your eyes are open, I've heard other targets talk about, well, the people I was looking at looked like they were zombies, right? I don't know if you've heard that. It looked like they were zombies. Well, that's them affecting your visual cortex. The people aren't zombies. They're making them appear to you like zombies or whatever they want. Be a manipulation of your visual cortex. And the reason I don't talk about that is because that sounds just fucking whacked, doesn't it? The other part is that the ability they have to make people say things that they don't remember they said. This is all done with remote neuromonitoring. and brain to computer interface. I'm sure you have. You've called the police so many times. Yep. Ignored me and my complaints, including a threat to your face. Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand that because been there, done that. Now, whether that is corruption in law enforcement, whatever, I don't know. But like I said, if they can manipulate JQ public, they can manipulate anyone, officials, public or otherwise. I know MK Ultra type shit, whatever. But they've been doing this shit since 1974. And if you understand technology, it advances really fast. Computers get twice as fast and twice as small every year. Well, every other technology like this gets faster, smarter every year, just like AI is doing right now. And with the advent of AI, they were able to implement AI with this shit, which is astounding what AI can do compared to the human brain. A terabit of information per second as compared to, what the human mind can do. Well, see, I'm not surprised, Cal. I'd like to see some of those. Do you have a channel that I can go look at and spectate? I would like to see some of your evidence personally. Oh, I understand that, Missy. You don't have to tell me that. I know that. You're angry, and you have every right to be angry. And being angry, that's what they want. They want us to lash out because there's nothing you can do about it. They know you can't. I mean, it's like if you're getting the shit beaten out of you by a ghost, you can't fight back because you can't hit the ghost. Like it's it's like paranormal. If you're being getting your ass kicked by an entity in your home that you can't see or touch, but it can do whatever it wants to you, it's the same thing. Analogy. You're getting your ass kicked and you can't do anything about it except for talk about it. And when you talk about it, it looks kind of nuts. Yeah, I know. But I believe everything you're saying, Missy, if that makes you feel any better. Because I'm dealing with it myself. They do not have any empathy. You're exactly correct. They have no compassion. They don't care what they're doing. They don't care what they're doing to you, how they do it. They don't care. They don't care how it affects you because it's not going to affect them. I'll do that, Cal. I will look up your YouTube. And I'll sub to you. I know I don't have there's only you two in here, which is fine. I don't mind just talking to you two. The composite framework of gang stalkers. Let's talk about that. When they're targeting you, they're all linked. They're all linked to each other via V2K, but you're linked to the V2K they're using, but they're linked to each other. They can talk to each other just fine. You're on like a single channel where only a certain select few that are handling you can converse back and forth and tell them to eat shit and die and the other thing, right? But the rest of the people can hear you, but you're not hearing most of what's going on. Um, I, I I don't know if it's the end times, but I know we're living in a time where this this technology is being used for terrorism, clandestine means, um, monetary gain for the people on the other side. Um, but there is going to come a time, I'm certain, that they're going to show their hand because they've already, they're already so brazen that they don't care that we know. So pretty soon they're not going to care that anybody else knows because they're going to have it in such a way that there's going to be only us targets and only gang stalkers. If you get my point, there's not going to be anybody in between anymore that is an objective observer that could do something from the outside. There's only going to be the targets and the gang stalkers, and it's real close. Because no matter who you tell, no matter who I've told, um, there's the ability to tell when someone is feigning interest, right? Like such as a lot of the police officers I've talked to or anybody else. Um, they know what's going on. They know, and they just pretend to not know. Like when someone says, "Oh, I've never heard of gang stalking," I I don't believe it. I don't believe them anymore. What's a target? But in the same sentence, a couple seconds later, they'll say something about, oh, well, the perps. Okay, if you don't know anything about gang stalking and targets, where'd you hear perps? Where did you hear about B2K or something? They'll talk about, oh, the voices in your head. Yeah, you know about gang stalking. You're just lying and denying, if you see what I mean. It's not just the U.S., bro. Cut C-Dub. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm trying to tell you, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Um, yeah, totally. He has no empathy. He's evil. I sense it, and you know it. You know it. I know you know it. But um, that's the problem. We have to have enough evidence to prove it. And the problem there is, even though we have the evidence, right? The evidence, even, just have the evidence in your hand when you go to someone you think is supposed to help you and serve and protect you and give you solace and, um, you know, do something about these criminals. You get, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Because they're already in league or whatever, taking a kickback or um, whatever. Um, I really don't know. I don't know what to say other than the fact. Okay, let's just say John Carpenter, right? The movie John Carpenter, They Live, right? You remember that movie with Roddy Piper about the glasses. He put on the glasses, right? He found this box of glasses and he put on the glasses and he could see the aliens, or and he could see all the subliminal messages of the obey, consume, procreate, eat, sleep, blah blah blah, obey, that crap, but only with the glasses on. Well, there's a lot of people walking around without the glasses on, and there's a lot of people walking around with the glasses on that pretend not to have the glasses on. Because like at the end where you had the bum, right? Remember the bum that he's like, hey, I know you. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, they they're giving us everything. They'll give us everything. They're everywhere. You can't fight them. That's basically um, why John Carpenter himself and Roddy Piper, before he died, talked a lot about it being a documentary and more realism than just a movie, because he already fucking knew this shit. Um, that may be so, Missy, but they're not all men. I got half of mine are women. Uh, you know, Pretty damn close, half, maybe more than half. That's why when I was singing Perp World in Winco, the song I was making up in my head, I was talking about gang stalker, bullshit talker, even grandma with her walker, because it's a perp world. Yeah. Um, they use their kids. They use their kids to do this crap. I'm not kidding. They use their kids. Families that are involved in it will use their fucking kids to do it. Maybe um, on the outside, I would say 5 more years before what that's on the outside. 5 more years before their agenda comes to fruition. Before there's nobody left that isn't on one side or the other. If you get my meaning. When there's no more people to target and no more people to be a gang stalker. I because it's like when you have a reactor, right, and it's going terminal, right? There's only a certain amount of time before all those all those plutonium rods become a critical mass and it melts down into the earth. And we're the plutonium rods. You're you married a gang stalker? How long have you been married? If you don't mind my asking. Yeah, it is terrible. But I just how long have you been married, Cal? Oh, okay. Well, okay. Uh, that is horrible. I'm sorry, but um, that sounds like she was a honeypot. Um, I don't know. You say you realized that you were being gang stalked in 2017 or 2016. Yeah. Uh, if you're absolutely certain that she's always been a gang stalker, she was potted to you. I've heard of situations like yours before. Um, that's a horrible thing. That that's really horrible. Um, the only thing I can say is that even even after you're divorced, you're gonna have issues. Uh, I can't say for certain, but I would imagine you're gonna have issues if she is this, part of this group, this world organization of criminal syndicate terrorists. You're gonna have an issue with her even long after you divorce her. But I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I'm would anybody like to come up and share some information they might have? Um, I haven't ever seen you in here before, Kyron. Are you a targeted individual? You're a fan. Fan of what? Oh, yeah. I really don't know if I like the sound of that because it sounds like you want to come up here and show dick pics or something. I don't really need that information. Well, give me an idea what information you want to share in the chat, and maybe so. I was, yeah, but excuse me, sorry, an itchy ear. Um, you were shopping at Target, were you? What were you shopping for at Target? Okay, Tyron, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why, but I'm going to. There's the link. Click it. That's a lot of people. You can use your camera if you don't mind being seen. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. But I'm going to go back to the topic here because um, oh yeah, I'm sure I do. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, well, I used to spend a little time drawing myself. Cal. That's part of the reason why I'm not really the targeting is part of the reason I'm not drawing anymore, because of where some of my targeting originated. And I'm pretty sure that these 4 people, the one down here that has the Hitler stuff going on, knows exactly what they know, what they're talking, what's going on with that. But I'm not a fan of that Nazi bullcrap. So, not a fan of racists. But anyway, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna add somebody to my stream here that is spamming Hitler videos or dick pics or porn or none of that shit. But I don't. After last night, that's probably not going to happen again. After what Targeted Smoothie put up in here and what DJ put up in here, I'm not playing that game. You know, Missy, you have to understand though, this just paves the way for, for the retribution phase of targets. When they come into your chat and threaten you and then come on your stream under the guise of being a target, they know exactly what the hell's going on and they know which side they're on. They have anyway, considering yeah, let's just screen capture that, Mr. Sewell. I don't really consider that proper behavior in any respect. Hi, Love Reigns. How are you doing? Good to see you. I think that it's been a while since you've come in here. I'm sorry for what you're seeing in the chat there, but I could mute it and all that and whatever, but I prefer to contain it as evidence of harassment and just outright trolling and just blatant. And it just helps me. Thanks. I'm doing all right even with the trolling. You want to come up here and chat, Love Brains? I would be happy to add you to the chat. I mean, respectable people are fine, but when I mean, when they want to post Nazi stuff like I just screenshotted down here, um, yeah, I understand. Don't wake your baby. Um, you know the main function of my channel is to out gang stalkers, and here they are. Um, anyway, um, yeah, I'm 54 years old. I probably look better than you will at 54, Tyron. Do I believe all internet trolls are gang stalkers? No, but it's pretty obvious the ones that are. I believe that all those guys that were just here in my chat are. I believe they're part of the gang stalking troll community. Yeah. Don't you, Burger Boy? Um, but back to what was going on before. If you're really wondering about um, how much your wife was a gang stalker, Cal, um, I really don't know how to prove that. I mean, the problem there is, you've been married to her, what, 4 years, 5 years? Um, that's a long time to be, you know, doing that. It isn't personal reasons, Burger Boy, because it's a huge group of people and they're all in on it. It's not a game, and they know it's not a game. It's not a joke. Well, I don't have any sympathy for those people, Burger Boy, if they're willing to do that, because they're basically aligning themselves with the gang stalkers. So they have the mentality of one. So why wouldn't they be one? They're stalking people. I mean, that's what that is. Uh, yeah, maybe. Maybe. A slim maybe. But when they come in as a group like that, um, yeah, I don't think it's a random occurrence that's happened more than once in here. Um, they're part of the agenda. They're part of the agenda to make a target look like a fool, and that's the game in most respects of being a gang stalker, is to discredit, defame, shame a target. I mean, they watch my videos, they've copied my videos, put them on another platform. I've proven that. I have one B2K short that they copied. I have 27 views on here, that on the website I found it on, it has 2,601,421 views on an invited platform, not a public platform, a platform you have to be invited to in to see. That's an organized group. Remember, Trump let 1 million gang stalkers go free? What are you talking about, Cal? Um, are you a target, Burger Boy? I've never asked you, Rose. Well, yeah, that's possible, but I don't know, Chance Wilkins Jr. But you're interested in targeted individuals if you have 300 videos on your channel about targets. I'm not trying to interrogate you or nothing like that. I'm not trying to say you're a gang stalker. It is a definite human rights issue. It's a privacy issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's terrorism. Um, it's harassment. It's a lot of things. Yeah, well, um, some people care, but some people don't. You're right. But I can't help that. I can only do what I can do by gathering evidence and researching and presenting my research, talking about my experience, and helping other targets deal with their experience if I can. Well, I I had very little insight about gang stalking until after I was targeted. Well, actually, that's not exactly correct. I had insight into it. I had seen it being done to a couple other people, but I didn't know, you know, a lot about it. I understood that they were being harassed, and I understood they were being harassed here on YouTube, and I basically um, started frequenting pages where I knew that the same kind of people that were harassing these couple people, I'm not going to mention their names, before I even knew what gang stalking was, but I knew they were being targeted by groups and harassed for nothing, because I wasn't seeing anything um, detrimental coming from the people that were being harassed, but I saw numbers of people harassing these people, and I didn't like it. And I started frequenting those channels and to see what was going on. And I had another motive. I wanted to draw my comic, but then I got targeted. Maybe because they realized that I did voice my opinion about how shitty those people were being treated in one or two places. But I am aware now that my targeting started at a long time before I ever came on YouTube. But it it became overt with the V2K and the neural monitoring after a certain point on YouTube. I don't blame you for feeling that way, Love Rain. Um, I I I have to say, that I tell people, um, if you come to my channel and you associate with me, it's possible, because they've threatened my family, my friends, and everybody that knows me. So um, um, I I warn people that, if possible, because they can target anybody. It's not like um, you don't have to do anything to them for them to target you. So um, I don't want you to be targeted, but I still have to do what I have to do, to get the word out. And if I can warn people that haven't been targeted of people being targeted and how to protect themselves, at least raise awareness. I have to do it. I'm never going to join them. I'm never gonna stalk anybody and target a group of, join a targeting group of people to target a single person. Um, I will say, as a single person, I've targeted gang stalkers. If you want to go that route, um, I'm I'm fully aware that, I'm like a one man fighting against an army of gang stalkers, even though I'm not the only target. But we don't have a group per se. I mean, we don't have a coalition of targets banding together to protect ourselves from targeters. Um, it would have been called dark matter. It would have been the one would have been called dark matter, and the other one would have been called paladin. And the one that was paladin was stolen right in front of me on Drawn and Quartered, episode 45, blatantly. And not long after that, they started doing this crap, the harassment, the V2K, the remote neural monitoring, within a week of that or so. I appreciate you coming in, Love Reigns. If you want to go get some rest. Well, at least I raised your awareness, Love Reigns. That's something. If I can, get one person to understand that this is happening to hundreds, if not thousands or millions of people around the world, and it's being ignored like, like you have polio or something, or leprosy. But you're always welcome in here, Love Reigns. I remember meeting you over, I think it was in one of the true crime channels. Because this is true crime. It's happening, and it's not being uh, resolved or even recognized, pretty much, in judicial circles. So, excuse me, there needs to be a precedent set. That's for sure. Let me look at some of these chats. But yeah, screenshot that. Thanks for the compliment, Roger. My videos suck. That's all right. Um, oh, uh, it's not my mission to be entertaining. It's my mission to be informative and support other targets and make a mockery of gang stalkers. So if you think that sucks, then that's your prerogative. Um, Rush Dizdar, who's that? Who was that? Pal? Well, I appreciate your watching, Love Reigns. Cooking breakfast? What are you cooking? What are you cooking, Missy? What you making? Bacon? You making bacon? Eggs? And unlike a lot of um, they call us creators, whatever. I'm just doing a video. I like to talk to the people in my chat. Um, and validate their existence in my chat. Yeah, I saw something about satanic ritual abuse, and and whatnot on Facebook. I think Missy told me about it, and I kind of looked at it. Um, that's kind of a horrible thing in itself. Um, Now that I had never heard. The targeting program is based on the DOJ Satanic Ritual Abuse Guidelines. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to I'll have to research that and see just what that's about, because I like to know what's going on. Um, uh, Considering if it has something to do with this game. They call it a game. I don't really call it a game, but I believe I'm going to. Oops. I believe I'm going to probably put this video in the file cabinet. Hour and 37 minutes. I think I appreciate you all coming out and chatting with me about it, and hope to see you again, and have a good evening and morning wherever you are. And just like I say a lot of the time when I'm on here, just research targeting and gang stalking yourself if you don't really know or understand it. Um, and keep yourself aware of what's going on with it, because it can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, or whatever. It can happen to anybody. So you have to. Knowledge is power. So have a good night. Thank you.